Hey yo, what's going on? It's Angel Flaves, and I've been seeing a lot of tier lists going around on YouTube about different shit. Shout out Westside Live, if you know, you know. And I had an idea that I know has not been done, and that is the tier list of all the members of the hip hop collective Beast Coast. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Beast Coast gang, it consists of groups Pro Era, Flatbush Zombies, and duo the Underachievers, as well as the ASAP Mob Clique, who aren't strictly associated with the Beast Coast but were coming up at the same time and got ties to the collective, especially ASAP Rocky and Ferg, with the likes of Joey Badass, Flatbush Zombies, and production by Kirk Knight, to name a few. They're also coming out of New York and got similar styles. Since this is a Beast Coast video though, I decided to only add the top 4 members of the ASAP mob, that being ASAP Nas, 12E, Ferg, and Rocky, of course. And also for the pro group, I know maybe some artists missing. I went with the more prominent ones and some that are no longer part of the group. For the sake of this video, they never left. The way I'm going to be categorizing every artist is based off flow, delivery, lyrics, beats, and the discography of my preference. As you can see here, I got the grading scale A plus, B, C, D, F. Got the artists down here: Kirk Knight, Eric Arc Elliott, ASAP Ferg, CJ Fly, Desi Hines, ASAP 12E, Chuck Strangers, Diamond Lewis, A La Soul, or now known as Aaron Rose, Dirty Sanchez, Zombie Juice, Issa Gold, ASAP Rocky, AK The Savior, Nate Caution, Powers Pleasant, Joey Badass, Rest in Peace, Capital Steez, Swing Master Raw, ASAP Nas, and Michi Darko. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with F, I got Ferg. I got Ferg at F. The Trap Lord. No, he's an artist. I prefer being featured on a track over one of his own. I mess with most of his verses on the ASAP Mob Cozy Tapes, Volume 1 and 2, but to put it this way, I ain't checking for no Ferg music. Also at F, I got Swing Master Raw, one of the super slackers. And man, I wish he put out more music. He killed his verse on the Pro Cypher, but he doesn't have enough tracks for me to grade him any higher. And that's it for F. For D, got Chuck Strangers. You know, he got some cool tracks, improving his flow as he progresses with his music, but his strong suit, in my opinion, is his beat making production, producing for Joey, other Pro members, his collab with Hus Kingpin on one of my favorite tapes, Hus Kingpin meets Pro Era, the EP. He also dropped Consumers Park in 2018, with Fresh being one of my favorite tracks off it, with a beautiful switch on the second half. I found myself listening to that project, Consumers Park, more for Chuck's production rather than the lyrics. You do got bars though, don't sleep. Also at D, I got ASAP 12E. You know, he got some dope tracks off his Project 12, like Last Year Being Broke, Eastside Ghost, Diamonds, and even his verse on The Glorious Death, which essentially felt like a Flatbush Zombie song. He doesn't have much to show for as far as lyrics go, but he has a nice flow and would bump him over Ferg. Also at D, I got my man's Diamond Lewis, who I think stopped rapping, if I'm not sure, but he got a laid back, smooth flow, but can spit aggressive too. His voice complements his delivery perfectly. His verse on School High is one of my favorites, as well as his feature on Joey's track, On and On, Joey's 1999, and Kirk Knight's Extortion. As far as Diamond Lewis solo projects goes, he dropped Gems back in 2016, which I still bump to this day, but his discography ain't large enough for me to grade him higher. Last ID, I got ASAP Nas. You know, he got a mean, aggressive flow, delivery. I fuck with his tracks on Trillmatic, Nasty's World. You know, he got cool verses on the Cozy Taste, but he got to drop an album, man. Una to see, I got Desi Hines, and he got potential. With no projects under his belt, he is undeniably one of the top spitters in pro era with his verses on Natural, Vinyls, Joey Sit and Pray, and one of my favorite verses by him on Hellraiser. His wordplay is top notch with a hard hitting flow, often compared to JC, rightly so, and I'm hoping he drops an album. Just one at this point would mean everything. Next up, Dirty Sanchez, the president of Mexico. He got some bars. Unfortunately, he ain't pushed by Pro Era like at all, but his New York City tape was fire. CJ Fly. The way I see it is a 10 out of 10 tape in my opinion. Great tracks all over it. Great execution by Fly, delivering great storytelling, fantastic beat selection, and catchy hooks. After hearing that tape, I was excited to see what Fly would come up with next, but his last two projects were underwhelming, and it's a shame he was only featured on Left Hand off the Escape from New York album. He had one of the better verses on that track. Anyway, I got him at C because of his last two albums. Aaron Rose, great wordplay, raw flow, makes really good music too. Matt underrated. Still bum his Elixir project from 2016 with bangers like Swing Corleone, Parkside Ave. He got a smooth Blaze a Fat One joint on there, Break It Down featuring Damo Genesis. You know, shout out to Aaron Rose. Last I see, I got Zombie Juice, the weakest of the three, in my opinion, but without him, the Zombies wouldn't be complete. He definitely brings on a different element to the group with his colorful flow and delivery. I think Juice was at his best on the Better Off Dead mixtape with his verses on Regular and Complex, Palm Trees, My Team Supreme, Men Resurrected as Zombies, and also when called upon to make a hook, he can deliver on that as well. That's why I got him at C. Starting with B, I got ASAP Rocky. You know, he got a flow that comes out natural and rides a beat well. Long live ASAP, at long last ASAP. Classics in my opinion, but I gotta put him at B because of testing. It was a good album for what it was called, but I wasn't feeling it all too much, with the exception of a few tracks like ASAP Forever, Purity, Tony Tone, Guns and Butter, and Fuck Sleep. Issa Gold. Issa Gold is one of my favorite artists to listen to. He always delivers on all of the Underachievers projects and pairs perfectly with AK. Some of my favorite verses from Issa come from tracks like Goso Theory and Leper Shepherd of Indigoism, Nasser from Lords of Flatbush, Chrysalis from Cellar Door, and almost every track off Evermore, which is where I think Issa was at his best overall as an artist, keeping up with AK. Kirk Nye, Kirk Killer, started off as a producer, found his voice on the beat. Kirk is one of those MCs that can turn the fuck up and also keep it mellow while still coming through with the energy. Some of my favorite tracks from Kirk include Brokeland, I Know featuring Mick Jenkins, 5 Minutes featuring Joy Badass, and All for Nothing off his Late Night Special project. Also TML, Run It Back Freestyle, and Duffel Bag off his It Is What It Is tape. He also shined on Pete the Apocalypse with tracks like Bun and Cheese and Flores, which is a beautiful track, and School High. Let me not forget his verse on Desperado. Nick Caution. Nick a spitter, man. He makes enjoyable music with his Disguise the Limit project, which I'm still bumping to this day. One of my favorite albums I can listen to front and back without skipping a track. His The Pursuit Volume 1 project, still bumping, and his Nick at Night collab with Kirk Knight, which got slept on. Nick also delivered on the Pro Peep the Apocalypse with verses on Resurrection of Real, Vinyl, School High, and Natural. Pretty much every pro did their thing on that tape. Last that beat, I got the Bod Man, Joey Badass. You know, ain't much to say about him. He's amongst the best, and I'm hoping we can get some new music from him soon. My favorite project by him to this day is still Summer Nights. And now, A plus, the ones I think of when I think Beast Coast excel in all categories when it comes to being a hip hop artist and producer. The top tier A plus, starting with Powers Pleasant. You got some A plus beats, man, bangers. Even his chill shit bangs. Producing for artists like Joey, the Underachievers, You Got, all of the Beast Coast on the Escape from New York album. Powers Pleasant got all the recipes to make a song pop and make motherfuckers get on their feet. Eric Ark Elliott, the architect, from melodic music to pleasant lyrics and flows. Eric can do it all, man. A true artist, a unique one at that. A deep lyricist and competes toe to toe with Meech on every track. He kills all his verses and provides great choruses, like on Luam, of Clockwork Orange, and XYNO, as well as many others. One of my favorites as well is Proxies, Our Vacation in Hell. AK the Savior, one of the illest spitters in the rap game, period. This dude can out rap a lot of these rappers that's out now, and even if he was coming up in the 80s and 90s, he'd be right there being mentioned as one of the best. I ain't heard a bad verse from this guy. A plus. My favorite verses from him coming on Take Your Place, the second one, and Luem. You know, he got other, but those are the ones that come to mind off the top of my head. Michi Darko, Fleeza's Christ, don't say his name in vain. Dirt Cobain, this guy, man, he was born to be an MC. Just with his voice alone, he could rap some bullshit, and that shit would still be hard. He got a bone-chilling flow with outlandish, comical, and face-hitting lyrics. He a legend, no doubt. Sometimes I find myself listening to the Flatbush Zombies just for Meech. Face Off being one of my favorite tracks of all time, where Meech is just spitting raw. Shout out to Meech for being one of the illest rappers to ever touch a mic. And last for best, the Captain. Tell me what you know about Stilo, Capital Steez, rest in peace. Listening to his music is bittersweet, knowing we won't ever hear new music from him again. I still bump Steez every day like he just came out. His wordplay, flow, lyrics, he made it sound all so easy and effortless. No doubt he was just getting started. He didn't have much of a discography, but just based off the projects he had under his belt, as well as the features he appeared on, the various tapes Pro had as a whole, his career was promising with mad potential. We'll never get to know, but hey, that's life. Some of my favorite Steez tracks were Evil Love, 47 Elements, Dead Press, Dead on Arrival, Emotionless Thoughts, Free the Robots, his verse on Survival Tactics, Vibratings, and his verse on the track Run or Fly Off Peep the Apocalypse tape. Steve's rap was a lot of passion, truly a pleasure to the open mind. Hope we can still get King Capital even if it's 10, 15 years from now. I know it'll be worth the wait. And yeah, man, that's gonna top it off, man. Beast Coast tier list. Comment down below. Let me know your opinions. Who's your A plus top tier artist? Subscribe. It's Angel Flays, and I'm out. Peace.